going on?
Well, on my way out here, Paul, there were just down the hill here. There was 4 deer standing right
I've been
on the.
seeing lots of deer.
I bet you have. Yeah, they look like they were in great shape too.
Yeah, we the other day I was in the kitchen 2 days ago, and I hear Meadow growling in the living room. And there were 6.
Yeah,
right in front of the window. They look really good.
Yeah,
because I've had years where once we get a couple open spots on the lawn,
right,
the deer start showing up, and I've had some years where when they're looking away from me, you can just see the
those hip bones and
sticking
stuff.
right out.
Yeah. I look for that. That's one of the things I look for when they. The biggest, probably big doe, she was right up by the road, and she wanted to go across, and they all were pointed towards the road. And she turned around and took a couple leaps backwards there. She was filled out good. And
I took some pictures of them.
And they won't have to wait long for the openings either, because
holy smokes,
in a few days, if the weather holds, most of the snow will be gone around here.
Right now, the field down below my house, because the wind blows across that field and
it cleans it all up.
Pretty low anyway, but it's pretty well all broken up.
Yeah, the stubble there, I don't know what they harvested there, but the stubble is sticking quite a ways out of the snow, so there's not much snow, a few inches of snow there. Like I say, this weather is supposed to hold until Wednesday.
Yeah, we got a storm coming Wednesday.
Yeah, the next 2 days it'll take most of it, if not all.
So episode 90.
Oh, no kidding.
We're almost at 100.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Yeah, sure does. 90 episodes, a lot of episodes.
It is.
Yeah.
A lot of hot air. We're going to piggyback off. I just did a video on the loophole 1.5 to 5. Not specifically on the scope, just
right.
They're pausing it or discontinuing it. Who knows?
Yeah.
But we're going to piggyback off that because, man, buying gear is getting complicated.
It
over
is.
the years. Whether it's fly fishing gear, hunting gear, anything.
Yeah.
I was just talking. Lacey asked me on the way out here. She's like, what are you guys talking about? And I told her, and even her, she's going on about, she went right in on makeup. She's like, I don't know what goes on, but she's like, I find makeup that I like. And she goes, I get it for a couple years, a year or two, and then they discontinue it.
Yeah.
And I said, I kind of, sometimes you feel like you're the only one that feels that way.
Right.
Maybe you're cursed, but there's been a lot of comments on that video and other videos too, kind of echoing the same thing.
Well, I kind of, you can relate that, Paul, and something on a larger scale like vehicles and stuff.
It's everywhere.
Tundra had that 5.7 that was, it was known to be just about bulletproof, and everybody, or I shouldn't say everybody, most everybody liked the engine, and it was well respected, and not just the owners, but mechanics would talk in general about what would be the best used pickup to buy, and they all say, well, a 5.7 second generation Tundra would be and they have something good, and then they switch it, and then things go to heck in a handbasket. And I just talked to one guy that had one of the newer Tundras, lives right down the road here from you, Steve Lewis, and he was talking about his was going in the shop, and I think they were going to keep his truck for 5 or 6 months before they got an engine.
Oh, he has to get
he was backlogged so much. Yeah, I think it was the metal shavings in the engine deal.
Yeah.
And he was backlogged so far that I think they gave him a loaner. And now he doesn't feel good about, owning the, he was talking to me about what he's going to do when he gets it back. Yep. So,
yeah, so I'm not. One thing with me is I'm not a shopper.
Right.
So for me, I'm not like constantly looking at stuff.
Yeah.
And always wanting to upgrade. I kind of find something I like. And if I like it, I stick with it until I have an issue or I need something or something breaks and then I go looking for a replacement. And so anyway, when I was preparing that video, I had someone comment a while back saying, hey, looks like they're discontinuing that model of scope. And it's always been, I've got a few of them.
Yeah.
And it's always served me well. It's simple. Right. Yep. And so, it resonated when I started going through, because I hadn't been on their website in a while. I'm just looking for what they have for scopes, and gosh, I'm pouring through just model after model, different reticles, different turrets. It was like just, and it's kind of like that with everything you look at these days. So fly fishing's the same way.
Yeah.
Like I'd had interest in building a rod, but it just takes so much mental bandwidth to sit down and be like, I
thought about it this winter too. I never did it. And then my last thought was, well, for the rod I wanted, it would almost cost as much to build it as it would to buy it. Yeah. So maybe I'll just buy I was thinking about a Sage.
Yeah. And it's not just that. You're kind of trying to hit a moving target because you kind of hone in on something that you like. Before you know it, it's discontinued, or it's being made overseas, or something shaking up.
Yeah, they did that with Fenwick back in the day,
Yeah.
But, they moved it overseas, or the company was sold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, and we'll go over, I was just kind of reflecting over, say, the past 30, 40 years. I would say 50 years. And we're kind of in this phase now where you're kind of being sold a system of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of, so whether it's fly fishing, you've got Euro nymphing setups, dry fly fishing setups.
Tenkara.
Like it doesn't end.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, they're not so much improving gear,
right,
but selling you a system of
spay casting
of stuff. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. There's a lot of changes,
and the scopes did the same thing, because back when I got my first one, and I can remember back then, the guys at camp, that was kind of the big, everyone kind of used fixed optics, fixed power.
Yeah.
And I can remember you saying when I was going to buy my first scope, and this is how things have changed, is you were like, well, I don't know if you want a variable power scope because it can be a little heavier. Now, good luck finding anything but
heavy scopes. Yeah.
No,
it's just, it's marketing. It's a way of companies trying to separate you from your money is what, they have so-called professionals that come up with ideas.
Work this stuff out.
Yeah. So work it out for sure.
One thing that comes up, and I was talking to Lacey about it, is, and you get this in like almost every aspect of life, is choice overload.
Yeah.
Okay. And if anyone's taking like a basic psychology course, you'll learn that there's kind of like the sweet spot for choices. It's like 5 to 7 options. After that, satisfaction goes down.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get into like 20 or even more than 10 choices to try to pick from, it provokes a little anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Harder to make a choice.
Yeah.
And it takes more mental bandwidth. And I was telling Lacey today, like a lot of times if I need something, like when I was looking through all those Leupold scopes, like, man, if I had to buy a scope right now, something different, I just don't have the patience right now to sit down,
go through
and try to tease everything out. Same thing when I was going through fly rods.
Yeah.
It's like you got to set aside a certain amount of time just to figure out where you want to go with this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's insane.
I used to have my pulse on that, Paul, on the fly
rod.
Well,
you can't.
And I don't anymore. There's a lot of fly rods out there, and probably 3/4 of the manufacturers, I wouldn't even recognize the names of them, and stuff.
No, and they start manufacturing stuff in different areas. It gets, it gets, very hard. And I think what happens is, like I said, I'm pretty well, like, I don't shop. I'm not always looking. So otherwise, that's why you lose track of this stuff, because you don't care until it's time to care.
Right.
Some people are always like, Lacey's a shopper.
Yeah.
She's always looking at, we go into the store, and I'm sure a lot of guys' wives are the same way.
Yeah.
They get in the shampoo aisle or lotion or whatever. She gonna smell every bottle. I'm like, what'd you use last time?
Yeah.
I'm like, she was like, use this one. Do you like it? She goes, yeah, I like it. So well, problem solved.
Right.
Just, well, maybe I'll like something better.
Like,
so I think that's
just because she uses this one and likes it doesn't mean that she might not like something better. Yeah, I'm not a shopper. Like same with as you, Paul. And I mean, especially in the hunting industry, you get. And I have bought, in my lifetime, I've probably bought just a couple guns in my lifetime.
Yeah.
In my entire lifetime. And, I mean, they don't wear out. You use them for...
Yeah, take care of them.
Yeah, for a lifetime. And the few things I do have to repurchase, boots and maybe a pair of wool pants once in a while and a shirt. But I don't buy a lot of... equipment.
No. And so stuff changes so fast. You go 4 or 5 years between buying a scope.
Yeah.
And then like when I bought when I got the pump, I was like, well, I'm going to throw another 1.5 to 5 on it.
Yeah.
So I get on, I'm like, oh, they've changed a little bit.
Yeah.
It's still basically the same thing. And I made a mistake actually with it. I didn't realize, I assumed that because it has like a little turret system on it.
Right.
And I assumed that was like
adjustable turret or something.
Yeah, but I assumed that was a detachable option.
Right.
I'm like, oh, I've got several of those scopes. I'll buy it. I'm not going to use that. So I get the scope. I go down back to sight it in, and I'm like, wait, hold on. I'm like, I have to take this off with an Allen wrench.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like it was super annoying.
Yeah.
And so just a few years of not. Being things change so fast.
Yeah.
So I think there's outdoorsmen that are shoppers.
Yeah.
But it
for sure. I mean, a lot of people love gadgets and stuff. And I watched some ice fishing shows there, and my goodness, they're really these side sonars and these what they used to ice fish with now.
Yeah.
I mean, when I ice fish, we never.
It's pretty
they're
simple.
they're using fish finders and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was stuff that we didn't.
But I think if you're always switching gear, you're never really mastering any one thing.
Right.
It's constantly thrown in a new variable.
Yeah.
So I got thinking back in the early years compared to now and how it was to whether it was buying anything, a fly rod or scope or a gun. And so I just researched a little bit. Back in the 80s, Leupold had like 6 scopes available to the consumer. Any guess on how many options there are right now? Just from Leupold?
I would have 20.
Oh my God. Multiply that times 10.
Oh my, 200.
So when you look at, they've got 6, depending on the week, because Lord knows what they're phasing in and out, but they've got 6 or 8 different lines.
Right.
Okay. Then within each of those lines, you've got multiple reticle options.
Yeah.
Illuminated.
Yeah.
And when you add it all up, it's over 200.
But there's a reason for it, Paul. People must want options.
Here's
the consumer, or they're telling us what we want.
Yeah, so here's the conundrum. Of course, I'm not an expert in marketing.
No.
I've read a lot of books on it, but there's kind of a conundrum. You're like, all right, if the sweet spot in our choice
is fine,
because the consumer is highly satisfied with 5 to 7 choices.
Right.
Once you get beyond that, you actually increase the risk of the consumer not buying anything.
Yeah.
Because it becomes too much of a...
Right.
They can't hone it down into one thing that they want.
Through it. Yeah.
And I do that. I'll just give up. Yeah. I'm like, I'm not dealing with this right now. I'll come back another time. But also what choice does is, as I was thinking about this, is it gives you a sense of control.
Mm.
So we like choice because it makes us feel like
we're in control.
We're in control.
Yeah.
So maybe someone who's into marketing more than I am would understand that balance between, maybe the control aspect is better, but if the consumer is less likely to purchase because of all the choices,
right? You
would think it would behoove a company to back it off. I mean, I would appreciate it,
right?
If they were, but yeah. So if we're gonna go back to scopes and you just start expanding into, so now you get just one brand, right? That has 200 options, and then you're like, well, okay, maybe I want a Trichicon. Well, they're at 70 models within their product lines. Vortex was another one that people mentioned a lot.
Yeah, they're
over 250.
So yeah, and what'd you say? How far back did you go with Leupold when they
early 80s?
Okay, so Vortex didn't offer. I mean, they weren't around at that time.
So you had a half dozen options in the 80s from Leupold.
Yeah.
It blows my mind. So you're right. It's become like a marketing machine.
Yeah. Yeah.
All this, and it's just a constant change in product lines. And I think of like, we were talking about it with fly rods one time, and because this subject kind of got me fired up, because there was a lot of good engagement about it. A lot of people had commented, and they've commented in the past that same thing. Like, how do you even pick anything nowadays? Because the market is just so full of stuff.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of people saying the same thing, that, I find something that I like and I buy, multiple of them, and then I go to buy another one and it's like, man, why? It was so good.
Yeah. And that's how we pick things we like. We go back to what we've used before, like you did with the scope. And then you go back and you find out that, well, it no longer, even though there's 10 times as many options, that one option is gone,
Because I get, a lot of people are into the tactical stuff.
Yeah, they are.
That's become popular.
Big. Yeah.
And obviously that's selling because, they're going to look at their product lines and be like, well, what's the seller? That's the direction they're going to go. But if you look back to, say, like the 70s and 80s, in the outdoor world in general, fishing, hunting, that was like, we had the biggest advancements.
Yeah.
And, we went from cane rods to fiberglass to graphite.
Right.
Those were huge jumps.
Yeah.
You could probably say the same thing in optics.
Yeah.
We made huge jumps into the 90s and whatnot. Bows were the same way.
Yeah, we talked about that. That was interesting. That
fly lines. I mean, you can just go basically look at every thing that you use in the outdoors. Reels. There wasn't a lot to choose from, but the technology had really improved a lot.
Yeah.
Because if you look at some of the fly lines we have from like my great grandfather's time, man, those are.
They used to be horsehair.
Holy cow, those are
back in the day. They used to be horsehair, and So
I think then people had one product or one rod, and I would have a use for more than one rod, or but they had one basic setup that they got good at and used a lot. Now it's like sky's the limit.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm guilty in that, Paul, in that I don't know how many fly rods I own. I've got everything from a 7.5 foot for small streams to a 9 foot for salt water with, so a 9 weight for salt water and everything in between, So.
And I mean, a nice short rod's good for streams.
Yeah.
There's a good benefit between.
Yeah.
It's frustrating to cast one of those, like a full flex or, a nice soft rod that's good on a small stream.
In a pond where you're trying to reach out a little bit. Yeah.
That can be frustrating.
Yeah.
And vice versa. Trying to walk down through the brush to a stream with a 9 foot rod is kind of a pain in the butt. But after that kind of technology boom, then we get into this more technical stuff. So I can remember Sage had come out with a line of rods in the early 2000s, I think it was. I was in college. I was always looking to see what they had available. And I forget the name of the line now, but it was basically it was like a super fast action rod. And the way they marketed it was like for highly technical fishermen. And you naturally want to be, well, I'm a good fisherman. I'm a technical fisherman.
Yeah.
I need that rod. I want that,
Yeah.
So now we're starting to get more specific.
Yeah. Shark skin fly line.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had shark skin fly line. Almost looked like scales, didn't it, on the fly line and stuff. And I don't think I don't know if they manufacture that anymore. So that went kind of by the wayside or whatever.
That was I can remember touching it. Felt like it would pick up a lot of dirt.
Yeah. Well, anything that you put, it was a smooth coating on the fly line, and you change that to, it would seem like it would pick up a lot of stuff, hold debris or whatever, dirt in general.
So now, and you look at stuff, now we've got into this like hyper specialized age.
Yeah.
Where super technical focused things are, it's not the big advancements that we had
right
years ago.
Yeah.
It's just high level marketing.
Yeah.
And it's insane.
Yeah. You look at cars, Paul, what they put on a vehicle, back when my father was buying vehicles, I can remember, and people will laugh at this, he wouldn't get an FM radio in a vehicle. So we had an AM radio. And I look back and I can remember the cars back then in the 60s and stuff, and he would not get an FM radio. I remember when we were getting to the age where we started driving and stuff, we wanted him to get an FM radio, and he would not do it. It cost $15 or $20 extra.
Yeah. Wasn't worth it to him.
No, he listened to an AM radio station, so that was good for him. That was it. But there was nothing in and you could buy a vehicle like that. And now, I mean, there's so much stuff they put in it for safety technology now that they're required to put in is beyond my scope of understanding. I mean, lane sensors and vehicle sensors, and oh my goodness, there's so much stuff, and people now they want the heated seats and heated steering wheels, and what did something with the mirrors, and it wasn't heated mirrors, but it was something. There was so much stuff you can get on a vehicle.
Yeah,
and unfortunately for my family, I'm like my dad. I go in and I try to find the vehicle with the least amount of stuff on it.
Least things can go wrong.
I mean, people will laugh. The vehicle I have now has power windows, but the vehicle I had before that, it was a 2008. I had roll-up windows in it. You had to have manual. You had to roll them up yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's hard to deal with that overload of choices because it can be overwhelming. And like I said, one solution is just give up, which I do on occasion.
Yeah.
If I don't have the time or the patience, I'm like, I'll have to come back and revisit it another time. Second thing that you can do is it's easy to try because you've got so many options. You try to find the perfect item for you. If you can come up with like 2 or 3 non-negotiables, like this is what I absolutely need.
I want, yeah.
And then everything else being, so if it has those 3 things, we'll say, it's good enough. It'll work because you can spend just endless amounts of time trying to figure out. And I'm guilty of it because you want, there's nothing I hate more than buying something and being disappointed with it.
Yeah.
And it's just a bummer.
Yeah.
So you want to spend your time to find the right thing, but you can, if you don't kind of narrow it down.
Yeah.
And one non-negotiable for me is it has to be a company that stands behind their product.
Right.
And has good
customer service and stuff, Paul.
I'm very big on, I'll sacrifice a little bit. Well, I'm like risk benefit with everything.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's removing a lot of the risk.
Yeah.
If the product breaks and another big one is the company going to be around for a while?
Yeah.
Because if I buy something and even the best of the best stuff happens, breaks, that's like a non-negotiable. It's usually the first thing. Like, is this company going to come forward, stand behind it if something happens?
And I'm kind of dealing with that, Paul, in a sense, because I had bought an E-Tech motor, an Evinrude.
Yeah. Okay.
And they have since, they've since gone out of business. Yeah. So there's really, I don't want to say there's no service or parts, but I would imagine parts are, going to be very hard to come by.
Yeah.
For a company that's been out of business now. They went out right around 2020 when the pandemic hit and stuff. And so yeah, you know, that's always, and how can you sell this as a used motor to somebody who understands that, you know, that company no longer exists, so down the road parts you may not be able to find them.
No.
You know.
That was Johnson the same way?
Well, Johnson and Evinrude at one time were the same company. So and I can't tell you whether they're out of the outboard industry completely or if it was just the E-Techs. I can't remember.
Someone will clarify for us.
Yeah. I know the E-Techs are gone.
But I just remember, I knew a guy who had a Johnson recently, pretty big one, on a center console, 150 horse. And he had, I think it was just a computer issue going on where the oil fuel mixture or something was, and it would go into like a limp mode.
Yeah, it's probably an E-Tech. Mine would do that if your what is it, EGM or EMC or something, electronic control mod, ECM.
All right.
ECM. Yeah.
Anyway, his Johnson, he ended up bypassing it somehow and just mixing.
Yeah.
He's like, he priced out motors and he's like, they're insanely expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's like, I guess the worst thing that's going to happen is it blows up. And couldn't find anyone to work on it.
Because mine was the same way. Mine, you could go in at the dealership. They had the software to go into the computer, and they could adjust the gas oil mixture according to how if you were a guy that liked to troll a lot and stuff, they could set it at a certain. Yeah, it was probably an E-Tech that this guy had.
All right.
So.
Yeah, he was like, man, the new motors, like 250 horse motors. Yeah. Crazy. He's like, we found a workaround, and he was, I used it, and if it blows, it blows, I guess. Yeah,
exactly. Run it until it doesn't.
Yeah. So the other option you can do is, which is what I do, is delegate. You're narrowing down of choices, and I do that on whether it's YouTube. So people's comments, just in that one video, you can pretty well, people are using a lot of stuff and they're willing to share what they're using. You can narrow down real quick, kind of, okay, there's kind of 3 companies here people are recommending. But I like to ask people that I feel that are in the know or are kind of an authority on the matter.
Right.
And be like, hey, what are you using for a scope nowadays?
Yeah.
And if you start hearing kind of the same thing from multiple people, then you're like, all right, there's an option. Kind of ask some others.
Yeah.
Find 2 or 3 that people are recommending a lot. So even like on here, they're recommending like Vortex, Trigicon. A lot of people still like Loopold. But Burris was another one that was coming up that were people liked a lot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's one way to
absolutely
figure it out real quick.
That's probably the best way.
They've got experience from
people that are using the product. You know, that's what I would go by, Paul. You know,
when you talk to someone that has like 3 or 4 of them, and they keep buying more, there's got to be some truth to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's difficult to buy good stuff. Like I said, even Lacey was like, "Oh, I'm dealing with it all the time with makeup and she's like, I find something I like, and a year or 2 later, it's gone.
Yeah.
She goes, I'm back to square one, trying to figure out what to use next.
Yeah. I'm not, like I say, I look at what I spend in a year on things for myself, and man, it's not a lot. And I say that, and just recently I was going through and I see something, I like the looks of it, and I bought it, and I don't do that a lot, you know, so.
Yeah.
And I don't do that a lot. I don't buy myself stuff very often. And
Lacey laughs because she'll be like, we'll go to a store. She's like, what do you have to get here? I said, oh, there's something I need to get and I'm like 2 seconds. I'm in the store and I'm out.
Right.
And she's like, that was quick. I'm like, I knew what I needed to get, and get me the heck out of there.
I'm all about, when you talk about buying a product too, Paul. I'd like it to be quality, and I love simplicity, like the vehicle.
Yeah.
You know, I just love simplicity. I'm not interested if, you know, it has all these buttons that do all these things, and I'm just not. There's stuff on my vehicle I don't use, you know. And mine is about as simple as you can get. My pickup. So
yeah, it's going to be awfully compelling for me to just buy something to replace it. Because for me, the risk is always, in my opinion, for myself, is always greater that I'm going to find something I don't like as much.
Yeah.
If something breaks or, you know, it's gone, well, that risk has been lowered now because I need a replacement. Yeah. I got to find something.
So I don't know how we've gone to where we produced appliances that last 25, 30 years, you know.
Yeah, we can.
40 or 50,
everywhere.
40 or 50 years ago, and now we're producing the same appliances that last 7 to 10. I don't know how that can be. I know probably why it happened, you know.
Yeah, they make money by selling stuff.
You more products you sell, the better. But I don't know. That's a crazy scenario to, you know. So,
and now we're into this area where everything is, they're just selling more specialized stuff, incremental increases, whether it's good or not.
Yeah,
it's going to force you to buy the higher priced item.
Yeah,
with the extra bells and whistles, but
yeah,
it's like, geez, do I really don't need them?
Yeah.
Well,
that's why you go on a lot there and you can't find a vehicle like my dad used to buy. I mean, everything's loaded up.
Yeah.
You know, you can't find a simple vehicle.
No, trucks have become a luxury item.
Yeah.
All of them are decked to the.
Yeah. And people like it.
They do.
And I'm the dinosaur. I look for the opposite. Like I said, I want quality. I'd like it to last, but I don't want all the gadgets.
Not if I'm going to not use it or make my life difficult.
People joke with me all the time, you know. I don't have a garage to put the vehicles in, and I don't have a car starter. And I live in northern Maine where, you know, 30 below is, I go out and I start my vehicles, you know. Yeah. And,
I didn't put one in my truck. The Toyota car starters, I've never cared for. Maybe the newer ones are better. Lacey's it doesn't have a very good range.
Yeah.
And it's very quirky. Like her car starter, and they told me this when I bought my pickup. They're like, do you want a car starter? And they said, we actually recommend going down the street and getting one done by so-and-so. Cause they're like, and I said, it's funny you mentioned that because my wife's car starter, you got to be right on top of the car. And then if you start it with her remotely, it locks all the doors and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You go to get in it, and the minute you unlock the doors, it shuts the car off.
Oh no! So you got to start it up.
So then you get back in and have to start it again. Now, the GMC I had, which most people's vehicles are like this, you start the truck, you get in and put the key in, and you're
good to go.
Good to go.
So the Toyotas too, Paul, and I don't know how this, if you can put an aftermarket in it and bypass it, but they required a subscription to a monthly.
Nowadays, probably.
Subscription.
Yeah.
To use your car starter.
Yeah.
You had to pay a monthly subscription to use your own car starter.
Yeah.
So now whether you can bypass that with an aftermarket, I have no idea, but
I'd bought my truck before then, but my GMC was like that back in the 2014. Like there was an app on my phone. I could start it with the app, and I could lock the doors with the app, check different things. But then you wonder, geez, what if someone hacked that?
Yeah.
And
so you come into my house and you look at a refrigerator, you're going to see a refrigerator. You're not going to see an ice maker on the front and a water dispenser.
No screens on your fridge.
Yeah. I got a funny story to tell about that too. That my brother-in-law had bought a refrigerator. You've heard the story. And he wasn't home when they dropped it off, so he called me. He said, "Mark, come on over. I need some help getting this refrigerator in the house." I said, "All right, I'll be over." So we got it to where it needed to be in the kitchen, and he had the owner's manual, and he read you had a keypad there. You had to punch in some numbers and letters to get the refrigerator started. So you don't plug it in. It's not plug and play. You got to put in a code to get it to start. So we put in the code, and we tried this and we tried that, and we could not get this refrigerator to start. And after, I think we were 3 hours, he had made some phone calls with no resolution. And they said, "Well, try this and try that." And finally,
turn it off and turn it back on.
Well, we couldn't get it turned on without getting this, the code. And he was putting in the right code. Finally, somebody told him, well, it could be in demo mode because it was on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
And it takes a different code.
Okay.
That's not in the owner's manual.
Yeah.
Sure enough, he put in this code to take it out of demo mode and start the refrigerator, and it started.
Yeah.
But I laughed. We were an entire afternoon trying to get it just to run.
Just get the fridge to turn on.
And I'm no help when it comes to technology. I mean, but you open the book, and if it says to punch T7RH21, and you do that, and it doesn't start, working. You're going to go, okay, why?
Yeah, now you got to start problem solving.
Well, we made calls and stuff, and even the first few calls didn't resolve the issue. You finally had to talk to the right person and have them say, well, maybe it's in demo mode, and this is what you have to do to get it out of demo mode, and we got it running. But
you don't want to have to do that when you buy something.
No.
You don't want to spend half the day
3 hours
trying to figure out.
Yeah.
I just want a cold fridge.
Yeah. Just let me plug it in and have it
put
start.
My stuff in it.
So my refrigerators, Paul, when I plug them in, they start.
They work. Yeah.
They work. Yeah, so I'm a KISS guy. I've always keep it simple, stupid. But that's hard in our society because they don't want it simple. Simple's out the door. So,
but people. So back to the scopes. They started mentioning a bunch of other scopes that have been discontinued. That
I think Nikon get out of it completely.
We've known about that.
Yeah, Nikon was get out completely.
They made good scopes too.
I thought for the price point that Nikon, I own a few of them, and I thought for the price point they were decent scopes.
Yeah.
I know they were made in China. But I think they had pretty good quality control from. It was a Japanese company, I think, but the product was made in China, produced in China.
Really? Okay.
I think so, Paul. I could be wrong.
That would steer me away.
Yeah, but they said that, even though, and I think I can remember reading that they kept the company itself kept their thumb on quality control. They knew what was going on in the company, the manufacturing plants and stuff. And so, I know what you're saying about that, too.
Because even if you look at Toyota vehicles, the ones that come from Japan.
Yeah, your 4Runner.
Very high quality assurance.
Yeah,
they're like, all of them are good.
Yeah.
But the ones that.
Yeah, that 4Runner is an amazing vehicle.
Yeah.
I don't own one. You own one, and it's an amazing vehicle.
We bought that at the time. They're hard to get. And
what year is that, Paul?
2014.
Yeah, so it's 12 years old now.
It's like.
And it looks new.
Brand new. They called us. We told them what we were looking for, and they didn't have any on the lot. And they called, so they had one on a boat.
Yeah.
And they were going to have it in a couple of days. I hadn't even done the paperwork on it. And I said, we'll take it right down.
Yeah.
Give us a chance to go on a little trip. Anyway, we get down there, and it's funny. They had one they took on trade that was a year older. And it was nice. It was an older lady that owned it. And they wanted just as much money.
Yeah.
It was like didn't make any sense. I'm like, I don't think I'm going to buy one that's a year old for basically
about the same amount of money.
Same price. So
yeah, no, they hold their value.
That's been a heck of a
it is.
Heck of a vehicle.
I've read a lot about them and stuff, Paul, and they're fantastic vehicles.
Yeah.
At least then. I don't know about now. Things can change. This is what this podcast is.
Yeah,
Things can change over time, and they they didn't do themselves any justice with the new Tundra. I mean,
no.
You know.
Yeah, I don't know what I would buy for a new truck.
Yeah, that would be tough. I don't
want to think about it.
Yeah, and I look at mine, and mine's a 2017, so it's 9 years old now.
Yeah.
Actually 8, because I bought it in 2018. But that's getting up there.
Yep.
But I only have 70,000 miles on it, so I don't see...
It'll last forever.
Yeah, I'm hoping so, Paul. I'm hoping so. I don't want to make that claim that it's going to outlive me, because I'd like to think I'm going to outlive it. But we'll see.
Unless you get another 4 or 5 years out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you never know.
No, I'm kidding.
You never know.
Yeah, so anyway, that was... I'm not a huge gear junkie, but I do try to be pretty careful when I buy gear and pretty particular. And I can relate with a lot of people about it being exhausting to if you want to take the time to do it right and do your homework, it's like, jeepers, where do I start? And am I hitting a moving target here? Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, one thing for me is the more stuff you have, the more stuff you have to take care of.
Yep.
And it's like, it's fun to own some things, but I get a hard time if I've got something and it's sitting around not being used.
Right. What's the sense?
Oh, it kills me. It's like,
man. I always tell people, you don't own products. You don't own material goods. They own you, because they do require to be maintained, and and the bigger and the more expensive they are, like a snowmobile or whatever, you're always paying for registration and maintenance, and I mean, if you're not using it, there's
crazy.
These
guns, you somewhat hold their value. A lot of them over time will increase in value.
Yeah.
You won't be out much there, but yeah, things have gotten super complex.
Yeah.
Super complex.
Yeah. Well, we're a consumer-driven society, Paul,
are.
But
we like our stuff.
We like our stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is fun to play with.
Yeah. And like I say, it even gets me once in a while. I'll see something and go, but even then I go, okay, what's it cost? And it takes a lot to move the needle for me to push the buy button.
Yeah.
I do not buy a lot of stuff. And I get my money's worth out of stuff when I buy it. I wear it in forever or use it forever. And I joke with people, like my wife's car's a 2014, and I joke with them, I'm going to drive it until the wheels fall off, and then I'm going to put them back on and drive it some more. So,
That's great.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
I appreciate all of I get lots of help on this channel.
Yeah.
It's good. A lot of ideas. And
can never have too much information, Paul.
No, you can't.
That's for sure.
You can't.
Yeah.
So what's next on the agenda?
Well, I'm headed back up to the camp.
That'd be a nice place to be right now.
I'm going to try to cut down a couple trees there.
We're 50 degrees right now.
Yeah, it was the sun came out there this afternoon, and my goodness, was it ever nice.
I was afraid you might hear some music here on this podcast because the kids are out on the deck having a dance party.
I could hear it when I come in the door there.
I was up here getting stuff ready, and I'm like, wow, whatever.
Yeah.
They need to have some.
Yeah, so
they need to get outside and blow the stink off of them.
On the weather front there, Paul. Yeah, we're way below normal on snowfall.
Oh, it's crazy.
And with this weather, like I say, we should be bare ground by Tuesday afternoon.
Gee.
We should be pretty well bare ground, and
because I think we got 50s tomorrow too, don't we? Or right close.
50 tomorrow, and then in the mid 40s Tuesday. So, yeah, it's been an unreal winter. Although it has been cold.
It has. Yep.
Yeah, I ran out of wood early. We have had, and I I watch a lot of ice fishing, and I don't ice fish, but I love watching ice fishing.
Well, we usually go ice fishing. We haven't gone this year.
No, that everybody is dropping their augers right to the power head to get through the...
Are they really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no snow on the ice.
Yeah, they're dropping their power heads right to the ice to get through.
So no shortage of ice?
There's a lot of ice. There is a lot of ice. So, yeah, been a cold winter.
Yeah.
But we're almost through. We're March 8th today.
Yeah. I was laughing with Lacey because Brittany and them have more snow than we do.
Yeah.
Down in Boston. And I said, yeah, we've had basically 8 inches of snow all winter long. And I said, we'll be talking to Brittany the end of May with still 8 inches of snow on the ground.
Yeah.
She's like, it better not be.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
yeah, no, we never had I just talked to a gentleman who works for Irving, and he travels in the woods about it's over 200 miles a day, and he likes to hunt and stuff. And he was telling me, he said, "Oh, the deer have had another great winter." He said he has, which we knew because our bird season was pretty bad last fall. He said that all winter long, he said, I've seen very few partridge budding up in the trees.
No kidding.
Yeah, he said, I've seen very, very few.
Well, maybe we'll have a good spring for them this year.
And we talked about that, because last year was bad, the year before was good, and the year before that was terrible. I think I shot 3 birds 3 years ago. But it went from terrible to great just on a good breeding season, a good nesting season.
Yeah, those things can reproduce.
They can. It can change.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's a big driver in the grouse population. The nesting conditions.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But you're right. The deer that I saw, there was, there was 4 adult deer and 2 fawns, and I was actually surprised. The fawns looked fat.
Yeah.
They looked like a non-winter deer. It was kind of weird there, and they were running right down across the yard like it was nothing.
Yeah, he said that this forester, he said that somewhere up around Fish Lake there, he said they go where they want.
Yeah.
Even up in the big woods, which is that rarely happens, in February and March. Well, all winter, in the big woods. Once you get up in the northwest there, very little snow. So.
My neighbor was calling me too, because when I went in, Meadow was growling.
Yeah.
Well, she never growls. She was in the window looking out at him, and my phone goes off. And Danny's like, "Look out your window! There's a bunch of deer going across your yard right now." So when's the ice going to be out at the lake?
Oh, that's so hard to predict. Like I say, there's a lot of ice, but I don't know. 1st of May.
1st of May.
That's when it usually is.
That's a safe bet.
Historically, the first week of May is that's what I'm going to say.
See, we've had the camp on that lake since the early 60s.
It's 62, yeah.
Yeah, so we're looking at, 48 years or so, 44 years.
Yeah.
And no
more than that.
64 years.
Yeah, I was going to say I was 3 years.
Yeah.
I was going to be 4 that I was 3 years old when we bought
64.
Yeah.
So in those 64 years, it's almost like clockwork. First week of May.
Yeah, first week of May. Have seen it as early as the
was it the 16th?
Middle of April?
16th?
Somewhere around the middle. And I've seen it as the middle of May.
Yeah.
So in that time frame, but
I
usually
remember,
first week of May, 4th, 5th in that area.
I remember one year, just after I graduated high school, I was super excited. We were fishing the 25th of April.
Yeah.
I thought that was fantastic. But there was one year we were.
Yeah, I've got it. I remember with Dad, and that was a long time ago, that we had a really warm spring, March and stuff, and I believe at that time, Paul, the season started May 1st.
Oh no, so you had to wait anyway.
We had to wait. I've got some pictures. I remember we went out and we got 5 nice fish, Dad and I. And but we had to wait until the 1st of May. It had gone out like the middle of April.
Okay.
But back then the season didn't start, and I don't think it was statewide. I think it was up here. I think downstate. I think that's at that time you could fish April 1st downstate, but like May 1st up here. I think it was.
They probably figured
split season.
They probably figured no place open before
Yeah.
May, so why
Yeah.
have the season open? But
So, yep.
yeah, there was one year a few years ago, we were fishing. I think it was the first week, and it was 80 degrees.
Yeah.
Was it the first week? Like one of the first days out?
Yeah. Yeah.
We got burnt.
Yeah. I've seen it.
Water was so cold.
Yeah.
The sun was hot. There was no wind either.
No.
It was like, had great fishing too.
Yeah, we did.
Fantastic fishing. Which usually doesn't line up.
No,
You know,
usually you got
good weather and
good fishing and good weather don't usually happen at the same time, but you never know. That's why we go out regardless. Yeah, I fished in snow in May, and I fished in 80-degree weather in May. So you don't know what you're going to get.
No.
Fished in snow quite often, in fact.
Yeah,
more often than I'd want to remember.
The biggest trout I ever caught up there trolling.
Yeah.
The water was freezing on my...
Yeah, I remember one time you were going to come up and go. I think you probably a Wednesday. You had Wednesday off, and it was snowing. You said, "Well, I think I'll wait for a better day."
Yeah,
I think I had some pictures of snow in the boat and stuff. Sitting on.
That's
shore.
rough.
Yeah,
rough.
Yeah, I've done it a few times. More, like I say, more than I'd want to remember. So, yeah.
All right. Well, good. I appreciate all the comments and stuff on the last video. And I'm sure it'll help a lot of people out.
Yeah.
Because it's, complicated world we live in.
It is for the consumer.
It is.
Yeah.
Trying to nail down your best possible option.
Yeah.
So, alrighty. Anything else to add?
Nope, that's all.
It.
Headed north.
Gonna go enjoy some warm weather. You want to go to camp?
Oh, yeah. I got to get up to the camp. So.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I guess till next time, get outside.
It's good for the soul.
See ya.